A careful analysis of history and recent happenings will show that humans have tried and tested different forms of governments and laws aimed at making society better. After years of experiments and revolutions, the world is still not better. The chaos reigning in the world today belies the failure of human governments. The happenings of these few years are enough to convince anyone that no system of governance devised by humanity is perfect. From republicanism to democracy, communism and monarchy, humanity is never satisfied with any system of governance. Particularly, republicanism and democracy have ever failed in the Middle East and Arabian Gulf states, where monarchy and Islamic theocracy are preferred. The absence of peace and a stable government in Libya, Iraq, Algeria, Tunisia, Egypt and Afghanistan are testaments of this fact. The current war in Palestine between Israel and Hamas and the failure to establish the two-state solution further buttresses this point. The previous US and Estonian elections have shown that rigging or perceived rigging is not limited to Africa and Southern America, but also common in so-called mature democracies and advanced worlds. Can the West boast of better systems of governance again? Is corruption limited to only developing countries? Why are issues of corruption trumpeted in Africa and South America, but largely ignored in Europe, US, Canada, Russia and China? Ethnic minorities are being persecuted in Yemen, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Syria and China, yet who hears about it? These people are discriminated against and marginalized by their own governments. In Red China, Uyghurs, Muslims and Tibetans are forcefully sterilized, made to abort their babies or moved to concentration camps to re-educate them. In democratic societies, demonstrations are rife and rampant. People demonstrate because they are not happy with what they are going through under the government or system. These show the inefficiency of human governments. These innumerable issues with all the types of governance and policies around the world evince the imperfections of humanity and the so-called humanist manifesto designed by humanists to usher in a better world. Indeed, things will get worse and worse as the years roll by. Revolutions and wars will be waged, but nothing can satisfy humanity, because man has rejected his maker and sought for himself a better alternative. Man has sought to bar God from his thoughts, plans, and government. Mankind wants to have a religion without God, a society without biblical morality, a life without accountability to Jehovah. And Satan shall lead us into an abyss of no return. The chaos and unsettled state of society, the crime, anger, looting, wars, all show that something is not right. People are fearful of what the future will bring. The fear of not living a better life is driving people to migrate using dangerous routes. The time is near when men will cry to God out of desperation. All plans, systems, alternatives, and so on will be exhausted, and men will have nowhere to turn to for relief and hope. We shall be humbled by the stupendous crises ahead of us until we seek our Maker and turn to Him again. Jehovah shall arise and destroy all human governments and establish his own under Christ, the stone that smote the feet of the image in Daniel 2. As Peter put it, we seek for a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwells righteousness. None but the government of Jesus can give us ultimate satisfaction, abundant peace, and eternal life. Although the United Nations was established to ensure peace in the world, it has failed to live up to this. There have been wars almost every decade. Nothing from man seems able to solve the problems of humanity. May God bless his people and lead us into this new life on the new heaven and new earth.